What's going on, Buffalo? I'm back doing another two-game video recap. First game I'm going to do is, of course, our shutout against the Philadelphia Criers yesterday afternoon. And, of course, after I'm done doing that one, I'm going to do one on the 3-1 Vic over the Tampa Bay Lightning, which ended about an hour and a half ago. So let's just get right down to it. Alright, so starting off, or actually I'm going to do the Tampa Bay game right now. So starting off, Buffalo's scoring started at the 4:09 mark of the first period on a power play goal scored by Tyler Ennis, his 10th of the season. On a wrist shot assisted by number 26, Thomas Vanek, his 18th of the year, and by Christian Ehrhoff, his 14th of the year. And second period goals at the 8-minute mark, Jochen Hesch on a wrist shot, his 4th of the year, assisted by Nathan Gerby with getting his 5th of the season. 12:37, Kevin Porter on tip-in, his 4th of the year, assisted by Brian Flynn, his 5th, and by Steve Ott, his 15th. And of course, you know me, I don't give a shit about any of the visiting team goals, so I'm just right down to the goaltending here. If I can pull it up. Just give me 1 second. I believe Ehrhoff had, or not Ehrhoff, but Enroth had a .1000 save percentage today, or either today or yesterday. Not quite sure, but I believe it was today. Anyway, I'll just get right to the Florida game for yesterday, and of course that game started off with the first two periods being just tight. I mean, the Sabres weren't playing, inconsistent like they have been the past two games, like the game in Winnipeg and then Thursday's game at home against the Habs. And I'm just actually surprised we actually pulled off two victories without Tyler Myers due to his broken leg, which I don't think he actually suffered one, because if he could play a whole 60 minutes and especially stand during his post-game interview, I don't even think he even suffered a broken leg. Right now I'm thinking he paid off either his doctor or somebody to tell the media, Tyler Myers suffers a broken leg during Thursday's loss to Montreal, which I gotta say is a complete bullshit. And that outside of let's just get right down to yesterday's 1-0 shutout. Excuse me for the way I'm doing this video. I just kind of a little tired, so. Yesterday's game against the Flyers started off with kaleta throwing haymakers like I've never seen him throw this entire season. I mean, the Flyer player, I'm not going to mention his name because I'm basically giving a shit about Philly. I don't even think he stood a chance against Kaleta. I mean, the way Kaleta was just throwing those rights, I mean, it was like Kaleta was swinging a sledgehammer at him. I mean, had his jersey pulled up over his head, and just good old-fashioned Pat Kaleta, getting the crowd pumped up. And of course I heard the commentators say, like, well, since Daniel Briere was back in the Flyers lineup, and it was, I guess, a big game for them, especially him playing against his former team yesterday, and him almost getting a chance to tie the game up, but leave it to Jonas to shut the door late in the third. And for that game, penalty minutes, of course, as I mentioned, at the 1:31 mark, Patrick Kaleta, a 5-man major for fighting, and it was against Oliver Lordson of the Flyers, which I guess he acted like a complete wuss, just taking a beating. And our scoring chances came at the 17 seconds of the third. 17 seconds in. I mean, that is. I haven't seen a Sabre score that early in the game, except back in 2012. I believe it was a game against Boston, and I believe Drew Stafford or somebody scored it. But it was scored by Christian Ehrhoff, his fifth of the year, on a slap shot, assisted by Kevin Porter, his fifth, and by Steve Ott, his 14th. Now that shot, I heard people say, they thought Steve Ott had tipped it in, but the way I seen Ehrhoff just fire that puck, I mean, I was actually waiting for it to, knock Briskalov's head off his shoulders, because the amount of force Ehrhoff put in that shot to have it go off the boards, come back down, and ricochet off Briskalov's skate and slide into the net. I haven't seen a Buffalo Sabre take that type of shot and score that type of goals, and oh man, I can't even think how far back, but yeah, just big ups to Chris Ehrhoff for helping us end our series with the Philadelphia Criers. I believe it's 2-1 or 3-2, and shots on goal that game for Buffaloes. I'm just doing Buffaloes for that game. First period we had was a total of 6 shots. Second period 9 shots. Third period 6. Total giving us a total of 21 shots for yesterday's game. And Jonas Enroth, the 5'1" brick wall. I gotta say that. I mean, Enroth was like a brick wall in front of the net yesterday, and again today by only allowing 1 goal in. But for yesterday's win, he stopped Philly's 1 power play chance, and total 29 out of 29 saves with a save percentage of 1.000, and total time on the ice was a complete 60 minutes. And as for today's game, or actually I'm going to play some audio from yesterday's win, and it's going to be a Christian Ehrhoff, so y'all can just get a I don't know, just to get it. For those of you who probably missed yesterday's game, it's going to be like a quick recap, just so you can get the gist of how quick and hard this his shot was. So I'm just going to play it right now for you. Just give it a minute. It's kind of loading a little slowly. There we go.
The shot that just misses the rebound and score! As soon as I say it, Steve Ott is there to chop it home.
It's a little slow. Alright, and then of course today's game with Buffalo ending their series with Tampa Bay, I believe 2 games or 3-1. I'm not quite sure. I'm just actually surprised we were able to pull off 2 back-to-back victories, because I don't know if Tampa Bay played last night or the night before, but anyway, it just feels good to end our series against Stamkos and the crooks from Florida. But with the Boston Beaners coming in on Wednesday night, I mean, I'm actually looking forward to that game, and I'm hoping to see John Scott, I don't know, give Sean Thornton his final ass kicking of the season, or actually this time I'm hoping John Scott or Pat Kaleta gets their hands on Milan Lucic, because I'm actually just waiting for Milan Lucic to get the shit kicked out of him by John Scott this time, because I know Pat Kaleta almost got his hands on him. I believe it was last month. But yeah, just excuse me 1 minute. Uh, yeah, but yeah, Sabres pulled off two huge back-to-back games this weekend, and sad to say we're 6 points below the Rangers again since the Blue Shirts beat the Islanders yesterday. But I know the Rangers got two games coming up this week, and of course their second game is here in Buffalo on Friday night. But if they win the game prior to it, or not win the game, sorry, if they lose the game prior to Friday nights, then that'll give us just a one hell of a chance to either hopefully take the ninth spot after and hopefully after we beat the Beaners Wednesday night here down at the Odd, as I've called it for since 1996, because I haven't called it Marine Middle and HSBC or First Niagara. I still call it the Odd. But just keeping hopes up for the remaining 5 games, and hopefully we can sneak into the playoffs and show whoever we go up against, and show whoever we go up against, whether it be the Rangers, the Pens, or whoever, just to show them that we're not going to be taken too lightly. I mean, the past couple of playoff appearances we've made against Boston, we went 6 games with them, and of course the first playoff round we went all 7 games with Philly. I mean, that showed that we had what it took, but I guess we just weren't there at the time. But but until after Wednesday night's game, let's go Buffalo.